Well, let's first of all agree that it's a truism that not just the young ones, but nobody looks forward to President Tinubu's speech. Being honest, I listen to it because I'm a public affairs analyst. People are going to question me on it. Otherwise, I would not listen to it. And why would people listen to propaganda? In those days, our leaders tell us the truth. But Tinubu has used 3 years of his regime. He said, this is my third address to give us propaganda. Propaganda is an information, especially of a biased and misleading nature that is used to promote a particular cause, a particular doctrine or point of view. So the underlying thing is misleading. The president made a broadcast. As he was making that broadcast, the president is running 3 budgets at the same time. 2024 supplementary budget, and 2025. Purely illegal and unconstitutional. Against Section 81 and against Section 318 of the Constitution. The financial year shall be 12 months, running from 1st January to December 31st. The National Assembly has the right to say it will run from June 1 to May 30th, but cannot exceed 12 months. This is the president that is running 3 budgets. Did you see it reflected in the speech? This president is now supervising $100 billion in loan, national loan, weighing this country, trying to kill this country. Did you see it in the speech? The president said he removed oil subsidy. And can you imagine the president saying that the subsidy was benefiting only a few? What a lie. We were paying 195 naira before the removal of subsidy. And we are now paying 1,000 naira. And you are telling me I am not benefiting anything when I am paying 195 naira in a product that it is now that I'm going to pay 1,000 naira that is benefiting me. That is a lie.
No, but those are 2 different things.
No.
One second. The difference is the president talking about those benefiting from the scam of subsidy.
Good.
That's one thing. Then you talking about the impact of him removing that subsidy is another thing. And I say that because there's not one politician who ran for office in 2023 that did not say they would take away subsidy. Perhaps the mode of removal of subsidy, but they all agreed that subsidy would go.
Good. I was coming to explain to you the difference. What the politicians of my own cadre was saying when I said I was going to remove oil subsidy is that I was going to remove the incompetence and corruption in the subsidy, not punish Nigerian people. What has been happening is higher prices growing every day as a result of incompetence and corruption, not any subsidy given by the government. That's what we don't understand. Oil is our product. Now I tell you what subsidy means. Subsidy means that you as a government, that you have done everything you're supposed to do, yet the cost of producing that commodity is higher than what the people can bear. So if you give them a higher price, more than the cost of producing it, they can't afford it. So you're now compelled to sell at a lower price than the cost of production. Then the difference the government makes up. Very good. We are producing oil. So gradually, when we built our 4 refineries, we were net exporters. There was no need for subsidy. So gradually, through corruption, they started crumbling our refineries. And then they needed more money because they started importing in dollars. And then they needed more money to pay, to cover up, transferring the cost, higher cost to the people, transferring their incompetence and corruption to the people. So if you rewind it and build the refineries and allow private people to come in and supply crude to them, you have rewound the incompetence and corruption, and the price will come down. I give you an example. Before the GSM came in, we were paying a whole lot to get a line. Not 9 knots, if you remember, from the Nitel. What happened? When GSM came in, we were even paid billions of dollars, and we gave licenses to the people that can do it. And they started doing it. 2 of them came in the first time. You know what they told us? They say it's impossible to bring telecom to us per second basis for the next 10 years. When Glo came in and brought the per second, the other competitors went back to per second. Today, we are still enjoying that at a commensurate price, not because there is subsidy, but because there is efficiency in the management of it. Competition. And then the supply is there. When President Tinubu removed subsidy the first time, I granted interview before 24 hours. I said, Mr. President, this will be unsustainable. What you should do is ensure regular supply and ensure there is no monopoly.
What would be unsustainable?
And this price,
what would be?
The price that will result from your purported removal of subsidy will be unsustainable. No, nobody is sustaining the transportation system. Nigeria is being run on corruption. Nobody will. You can see the civil servants. You can see that they've reduced the number of days that they come officially so that they will be able to bear it. You can see in your home. I said a woman's child died because she couldn't afford transport to take her child to hospital because of malaria. So forget all this talk. That's why I say it's propaganda. And I'm talking about the subsidy. If Dangote came in, if you have 2 more Dangotes and you supply them oil, crude oil, the oil will come down to 200, 300. So what they are telling you, subsidy removed? No. There was no subsidy in the first place because oil is our product. So what I'm saying is if you remove the incompetence and corruption, the price will come down. They were simply increasing prices because they wanted to transfer the burden to the poor masses so that they will continue to have more money to spend on their private jets, on building the vice president's office with 21 billion or house with 21 billion naira, to drive Cadillac beasts, to do all these things when people are dying of hunger and hardship. There was no subsidy in the first place. So saying few people we are benefiting. No. The rich, corrupt class, we are benefiting. They are still benefiting till today. That's why Dangote was, saying, why are you people still, importing when the product is here? No, they wouldn't want to. When they told you the refineries are built, they went and put smoke, and smoke went up. That was the cost of about $10 billion. And after the smoke went up, the refineries are still dead. That is what is making that price.
Well, a whole lot of manipulation in Nigerian systems, and that is why only the rich keep remaining to be rich, and not just the rich, the politicians. And that is why you see them fighting, because they are not serving. They can do anything to retain the power, to maintain that positions. The moment they are off that positions, they become like a shaft. Yes, they become nothing. They don't have business, they don't have any idea, nothing to do. It's just to remain in that power, to remain in office, to keep to siphoning funds, public, eating public, living a luxurious life, enjoying, allowances and all of that. And that is why you see them, they don't want to leave office. They are not serving. A lot of things happening in the Nigerian system. What can we now say? How can a Nigerian go to the street and make an interview and then ask a common man, say, do you really think this subsidy removal is justified? The answer is no. I mean, capital no. Why? Because it's not seeing anything. It's not seeing anything, any impact of this subsidy removal. In as much as it's paying for it, it's not seeing the result. It's not seeing the gainful impact of the removal of the subsidy. One person, the same set of people are seated one side and siphoning the money, cooking up projects on projects that amount to trillions and thousands of dollars, and yet it's not making impact in the life of the people. Let's find out now. Look at the coastal highway. There's a whole lot of damaged highways. There's a whole lot to do. Look at the work that Mike is doing in Abuja. Yes, I will applaud him when he does well. Mike has done a very, very wonderful job in Abuja. Look at the work that he's doing in FCT. He's doing a very good job in FCT. Now, you can imagine that we have this kind of work to do, and we've had ministers and ministers of FCT that have come and passed. It's just like what Governor Alex Oti is doing in Abia State. And when you have a good leader that has the heart of it, there is a whole lot to do at any point in time. But these guys don't want to do it. We are not seeing the impact. All they care is to siphon, putting up projects that will siphon, that will enable them to manipulate and siphon money, even with the subsidy removal. Yet the government is still borrowing. We are still borrowing. Go and look now, between the last 2 years that this government have been in office, let's calculate what they have borrowed so far, and then it will amuse you to know how indebted this country is. So what am I trying to say? That it goes beyond. It's just normal manipulation. It's just the normal thing that is eating deep in this country. Corruption. It has eaten so deep that in every sector of In as much as I still believe that yes, Kenneth Okonkwo is on the oppositions, and definitely there must be something to talk about. Yes, he's still making sense. He's still right in what he's saying.